We love your shirt. No Jumper, coolest podcast.
No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world. I'm here with Modsun. How you living, my guy?
Greatest day of my entire life.
How many days you been sober?
170.
That's crazy, bro.
On the dot today.
I fucking nearly like teared up last night watching the video.
Really?
Yeah, it was honestly like very fucking moving because to be honest, it just, I don't know. I always looked at you and kind of like just assumed that you really were the thing that you were projecting to be.
Yeah.
And it was just very like moving to realize like how much pain there was behind that.
I love that.
Yeah.
I've had a great reaction from that, and I was honestly really scared about losing a lot of people, you know, especially like people that support me and people that listen to my music. So I was like, fuck, like, how are they going to take hearing like what you just said, like knowing that there was like this whole other thing going on. And I was like ready to have that kind of like quote unquote backfire on me, right? And but there's like so much power in that part of YouTube that I saw, which is like people being honest about their shit, because like it's really hard for me to not be unfiltered. So I really love that you can just like sit and talk to a camera like that. And it was really hard.
So there's a lot of people doing that.
Yeah.
Because after I watched your video last night, I noticed that earlier when I was on YouTube that it was recommending me some video from a guy I never even heard of, like how I quit heroin and shit. So I guess that makes a lot of sense that that's kind of a thing that people are really drawn towards hearing about. Because everybody can relate to, even if you're not on heroin, they can relate to being addicted to something. It's
really crazy just to see the transparency of people, because like there's a whole side of YouTube that's so fucking fake. You know what I'm saying? That you just know, you're just like, oh, this is so like such a setup.
Low gang. Shout out my boys in the Paul family. I fuck with y'all.
Shout out you guys making money.
I so totally disagree with that because I really believe that Jake Paul and Tana are deeply in love.
Right? You do?
No, I'm just kidding.
I think it might be I think they're growing in love, honestly. They like actually hang out now.
I mean, if the only thing you care about in the entire world is fame, then you're gonna love the person who can help give you the most fame.
Bro,
right?
what there I mean, okay. The stigma on social media like kind of happened to me. It's like I feel like it is real. Like there's a fucking mental illness with that shit.
Right, because that like you, I guess that's true. Like you're the definition of someone who is creating an image of a lifestyle on social media, and that you felt like you had to continue to keep fulfilling it, being this party boy.
Oh yeah. And then there was like that whole the whole last year of my life was like there was like a very public moment. You know what I'm saying? And like the transparency that people are starting to come out with, like vulnerability, bro. I've always looked up to that so much, and I felt like I wasn't being vulnerable ever because, like, you know, like the first thing you asked me, how you doing today? Like, I still am that person that's like, this is the greatest day of my life, right? Because I don't want to be dead. Period. I don't want to be dead. Like, you know what I'm saying? And there was like a long time where I was really, really, really afraid of death because of how I was living, you know? Like I was feeling shame. Like every time I did a fucking line of coke, bro, I felt shame.
Right, because that's kind of the weird thing is that you are apparently doing so much of this, but I mean, I was always looking at you like assuming you probably did drugs, but I never like explicitly had a conversation with you about it. And it's not like you were like that guy who was talking about doing coke in your music specifically. You know, you were putting out this party image, but you weren't being honest about the fact that this energy that you had was from a different source.
Exactly. I was shameful of it, bro. And like I got addicted to cocaine the first time I did it.
Yeah,
you know
I heard you say that.
Literally the first time I did it, I was like, holy shit, that's the one. That's like the one for me. Like, you know? And as time goes on, like the amount that you do of that will fucking kill you. Like it will. And especially now where there's all this shit being mixed, like, bro, it's scary. It's really scary. So like I'm at the point now where I'm actually finally like kind of scared of doing the drug again. You know what I'm saying? Like I fucking miss doing drugs so much, bro.
Really?
I fucking miss it. I mean, everything you watch on TV, especially now, it's like, yo, bro, I had to pick up so many new hobbies like to remain like focused.
Because you were putting so much time and energy into being a drug addict for a long time. It was literally, right?
I didn't think that I could record. And like the reason to record music was because I could do a bunch of drugs.
Right.
And
I always see people get into that mind state where
it's the Van Gogh's ear syndrome, bro.
At first you just like drinking lean, and we can get into that later because that comes up later in your story. But like at first you just like drinking lean, and then it becomes like, oh no, I need this to work. Yeah. And then all of a sudden that fucks up everything in your creative cycle.
And you think that you're gonna be the last person to do that. You think that you're like, no, I got control over this shit. You know, I'm not gonna be like that. Like I have addiction past in my, you know, it goes through my bloodline with addictions to things. And I was so aware of that I was like, that's never going to be me. And it's like the Van Gogh's ear syndrome. Like I was talking, like, you know, every artist feels like they need to be tortured, right? You feel like you need to cut off your fucking ear. No one wants to buy my art while I'm alive. They're only going to appreciate me when I'm dead, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Like you get into this mindset. And I feel like no matter what artist you are, you honestly, you want them, you almost want to feel like their sympathy.
Right.
You want them to be worried about you. I think everyone in this world, I think it's a human condition that you kind of want people to worry about you. You know, you want to say it's all good and that and this and that, but then there's also like that crutch that you're just like, it's so easy to be like, yo, I feel like fucking shit right now.
Right.
And want sympathy. And I think that's what I was holding on to for so long, was that like I felt like because I write books and I write poetry, that I was like letting out a little bit of that realness there.
Right.
And keeping my music so, you know, it sounds like you're on a beach, write about being on a beach. Like that was my one-sided artist stigma, was I was kind of doing everything very unrelatable, you know? I was talking about this life, which is like the best thing I've ever done is spread the word that like, when someone says, how are you doing today? You say, this is the greatest fucking day of your life, right? And then now I'm spreading the word that like, yeah, because you're not dead, but like, I'm not 170 days sober. I'm really sober today, right? It's like, that's what I'm learning in stuff like AA is like, you can't hold on to this thing like, I'm different than you because I'm 170 days sober. It's like, bro, I could fuck that all up right now. I could go outside right now and fuck all that up. And like, I think about that all day.
Right.
I really do. And I'm trying to distance myself from it and like, you know, hobbies and like, bro, I jumped right out of drug addiction into sex addiction.
Really?
Right out of it. Right out the gate.
Did you were fucking people that you just knew from your prior life, or
just straight up, just needing someone around. And then like, yo, like okay, when you have a fucking orgasm, that's a drug.
Just something else to chase.
It's a drug. It's like it's a high. It's a high, right? So it's like I jumped from one addiction to another, and I immediately I had to like basically like swear off fucking having sex for a while and shit,
right.
And be like, I can't fucking just jump from this to that and like be caught in this whirlwind of chasing shit.
Yeah. Did you, when you decide, let me ask you that, what was the rock bottom? What made you really like, I need to do this? And you went as far as to go to rehab right away, or did you try to do it yourself?
No, I didn't go to, I've been to rehab before. I didn't go to rehab this time. But I went on an 8-day bender, right? I tried 2 different drugs that I've never fucked with.
Heroin?
No.
Okay.
I didn't do that. No.
Psychedelics?
No, well, I was on a cocktail of drugs. I was on like 5 different drugs.
Right.
And like I never had fucked with, I'll say one of them because one of them's not like that terrible. One of them was ketamine. I really don't fuck with like ketamine. I've never really like done that, but that was on that trip. Like I was just trying everything.
That just keeps getting bigger and bigger in LA now, huh?
Bro, isn't that weird?
I mean, I just hear about it more and more.
Isn't that weird?
And you know, and I just so you know, I'm like a year or 2 like removed from when I used to be like going out and partying and doing coke and shit. Yeah. Like I haven't done it. Like there was like this past year I haven't done it all, and the year before that I did it like once or twice. So and now I just like don't even drink at all. It's like I'm very much feel like removed from that. So when I hear about people finding new ways to totally fuck themselves up, it's kind of fascinating. And I saw a lot of myself, I guess, in the video that you made and stuff. Like I never got far enough to have to do this like super difficult breakup with the drugs that I was fucking around with, but very much like I kind of still came to the same conclusions that like
you definitely did,
I can't
You definitely did.
Like, I'm not being the best person I can be. I'm not going to be able to hold on to what I have right now if I keep doing this shit.
One beautiful thing about your past and your journey is that you've been pretty upfront about it.
Oh yeah,
very genuine about it. So I think we've all seen, and like, yo, you know what I do? I definitely don't want to be this like preacher of fucking sobriety and shit like that. So I really do look up to someone like you just said, like you've been a year like removed from that shit at the minimum, and you're not like pushing that. And like, you know, it's become a part of my story, and I know that people want to follow that journey, but I'm trying really hard to not be a preacher with this shit.
Because you're like a kid looking at all these stars, rock stars that you're looking up to, and you're very much like wanting to, you know, sort of make your life as interesting. Like I know you enough to know that like you were a kid wanting to be a great artist, a great rock star, etc. And of course you're looking at fucking Jimi Hendrix and Jim Morrison and all these motherfuckers. You have a million people. And it's like, as a kid, you have that sort of short-sighted vision where you're like, I want to make my life complicated and messy. You use the word chaotic a lot. Yep. You're like, I want to, because otherwise, what are you singing about? Yep. You know, if you're going through the worst things, you want to get your heart broken, you want to get addicted to shit, you want to get strung out, because then you got something to talk about. Honestly. But if you were really paying attention to the actual long-term career trajectories, it's like, oh, all these guys died young. Or, I mean, in a rare case, you got somebody like Lemmy who like shockingly was able to keep it going for all those years. Right. But I mean, still, he died before he had to. Exactly.
Yeah. And I think that's, yo, like I really do be praying for the artists that have passed away. You know, you know, it's funny how getting clean will work, and like just me like finding faith. Like I was very anti-God, anti-religion. I've always been taught like there's two things you don't talk about in public. You don't talk about politics, you don't talk about religion and shit like that. And I was very anti-religious. God,
safe advice in 2019.
Very rude of me. Let me turn that off.
That's quite all right.
But like, you know, one of the other things is like, I think what's working best for me is that like all of this talking, you know, I do therapy sessions. I do this AA shit where they fucking call you. You don't want to talk. They just point to you and say, get the fuck up here. You have to talk. Like, and like I do all this stuff, and it's actually, bro, it's actually really, really helping. And I'd love to just be not the person saying, yo, stop doing drugs, stop drinking. I really don't think that these things are, you know, gonna kill everyone, right? Like I need to go out to parties and be around people drinking. I can't be that kid that's just like sitting in my room sober. And I was doing that, and bro, like this shit'll kill you. It's like you can turn all of these things that you love into what the drug does, you know? And like I just want to be that person that's like telling people like, bro, like give yourself a chance at having a future, because how you feel now, like you will feel so proud getting through the turmoil, and you'll realize that like there is no greatness without a struggle. And like what I thought were my struggles have all turned out to just be beautiful things. And like my life turning around and being better, you know what I'm saying? Like I've really gotten better. Like I really try to have a relationship with people now. Like I actually care about people in this room. I care about you. I care about the people that live with me. Like I actually care now. And I didn't give a fuck about anyone before. Like my ego was so on overdrive, and I wasn't a piece of shit. Like I wasn't a bad person. I know the difference between right and wrong. Like if it was up to me, like I don't need rules. I don't need laws and that shit, because like my instincts tell me what's right or wrong. Right. But like out here, it is so very, very easy to start looking up to someone that's not telling you the full story. And like by me being out here telling everyone like, be happy as fuck, be happy. Like if they knew what was going on the whole time, which I didn't tell them, they'd say, bro, you're on fucking an 8-ball of cocaine right now, and you've drank a bottle of whiskey. Yeah, we get it. You're happy. Yeah, we get it. How you gonna feel at 5 a.m. when you're by yourself? And you're fucking slamming another bottle just to fall asleep.
And now that you're like on the outside of it, you just look at it and you're like, how the fuck did I ever think that was going to make me happier or better?
Dude, it's so funny because I do make it a point to go out. I try to go out once a week and still be social. But like I see that 2 a.m. thing hit, and I see everyone looking like they're just starting their night, like just making their plans. And I'm like, motherfucker, like you just did the deed. You don't need to chase it anymore. Like, yo, this amazing thing. By the way, bro, you look fucking awesome on that cover. On that magazine cover.
I appreciate that.
Bro.
Shout out to my girlfriend. It's like 90% her, but I'm peeking out.
Nah, you look dope. You look dope. I heard this thing the other day, and it was Akon talking about Eminem's work schedule and how he works, and it totally flipped my mind, and it was the opposite of what I thought it would be, and it gave me a great example of what I think an artist should strive to do right now, which is like Akon was talking about how like he had a session with Eminem, and so he shows up at like 6 p.m. thinking it's like a nighttime session, and he's like, "Yo, what up?" And he's like, Em's like, I just left, but I'll be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. He's like, what the fuck, like 9 a.m.? So he gets there, Akon gets there at 9 a.m., Em's there at 9 a.m., ready to go. They start working on a verse, he goes, takes lunch. They're in the middle of a verse. It's 5 p.m., hits on the dot. Em's like, all right, I'm out. I'll see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. And he's like, what the fuck?
Wow.
And he asked him, he's like, what's the deal with your work schedule? And he's like, bro, I don't treat this like anything more than it should be, right? Like, this is a fucking job.
Right.
This shit doesn't need to swallow you whole. And what I was thinking for so long was like the tortured artist thing. The like, 5 a.m. I'm going to be alone in my room. I'm going to be like crying into a microphone, slamming whiskey, doing drugs.
And that's what's going to make you great.
And that's what artists do. They give up. Like, yo, you let's say you're in a relationship and the girl calls, she's like, yo, it's 3 a.m. What you doing? You're like, I'm working. It's like, I was doing that. I was like, fuck everything else. I'm an artist. That's all I am.
And you think that by blowing up everything in your life and being that hardcore that you're really making things better. You think that like by alienating the people who love you because you care so much about your passion that you're somehow making yourself better.
Couldn't have said it any better.
Well, I totally just relate to it in a certain way too, where it's like,
because you're a workaholic.
Yeah, I think about like maybe
you're self-made, bro. 4
or 5 years ago, I had this girlfriend. She was so fucking sweet. She really loved me, and I remember I went on this trip for like 2-3 weeks, and then I come home, and she has like a normal job and shit. So she's not on my insane schedule where I can just run around and do whatever. And she was like really wanted to see me when I got back from this trip, and I had scheduled interviews for like 4 or 5 nights in a row, and I was basically
she's like, schedule one with me, motherfucker.
Right? I'm like, yeah, I could stop by and like see you on your lunch break for a little bit, but I got these podcasts, and it's like I could have been a much more reasonable person and moved it around and stuff, but it's like I really like when I look back at that, I'm like, you were such an asshole that you like really took it for granted how she cared about you.
I know, and we thought that was right.
You know,
in our heads we were like, you don't understand. You don't understand how creativity works.
Right. And I need to be this hardcore artist in order to be what I'm trying to be. But when I look at that, it's like that was me wanting to be successful so bad that I felt like I needed to take things to an extreme, you know?
Bro, and then guess what you do by doing that? You take away the miracle.
Take away your human relationships, which are the hardest things to fucking form out here.
Honestly, any kind of relationship is hard out here, even with the motherfucking dog. So even with humans out here in Hollywood, it's crazy. But like, if you're trying to self-will all your miracles, if you're like, this is my song, it's gonna blow the fuck up, take over, and I'm gonna be on. If you're trying to self-will miracles, right? You can say God, the universe, whatever you believe in. I have a feeling, human condition wise, we all kind of have a belief in something. You're taking away the fun of the universe, bro. You're not supposed to be able to put all the pieces together. So if you're like, I need to force this creativity out, force it, you're not leaving any room for a miracle. And like the universe or God wants to surprise you, wants to be like, you didn't see this coming. You didn't try to make this happen yourself. You did everything you could, but you didn't force it to happen. And forever, I was self-willing everything. I was like, I'm in charge. I'm going to do it. And like at a certain point, for me, the beauty of it, a lot of it came from being more clear-headed, but like you just give up the fucking control. You just stop trying to control everything in your life. And like, that's what's giving me some peace of mind is like, dude, the fucking music will be there tomorrow. The music will be there tomorrow. And that's like what that story said was he was like in the middle of a fucking verse and he's like, nope. Do you want to go to your fucking job and work overtime every fucking time you go to work for nothing? And
he just knows himself enough to know that he's an addict. And it's like he could take it to that level.
I didn't even think about that.
You know?
Right.
He's an addict with the music shit too, the same way he was an addict with drugs. I feel like Eminem kind of knows that he's at risk of taking it too far.
I didn't even put that together.
Yeah.
You're totally right. That's why that probably clicked with me so much is that I was like jumping, as soon as I switched from being addicted to one thing, it was like finding the next thing to get addicted to. And it's like, I think that's part of that control thing. I think that's a big part of that control is wanting to control everything. And the one great advice I can give is like, what changed me is like what really changed me is I was feeling very bad for myself all the time, like feeling pity for myself. You know what I'm saying? And it went from pour me another drink, right? Every time it was like, I'm feeling bad for myself. I'm gonna run away from everything, get fucked up, and not running from shit actually like feels really good, bro. And what I was starting to get on is that like my life started turning around, and my career immediately is following suit.
Really?
Immediately. So like advice out there to artists, like, because I know one of the great things that I love about what you do is that I would say 50% of your audience are a part of the industry, right? They actively are watching this to learn.
Yeah.
You know, they're not just like, feeling an importance to learn about people. They're learning about how to do this shit. Cause I feel like your audience really is entrepreneurs and musicians and artists and all that. So it's like my one advice on that is like, believe that if you focus not just solely on your art, but you focus on yourself, you focus on treating other people right, you start praying for other people, not just say, I want this, I want this, I want this. You start actually giving a shit. You know, there's all these fires going on in California. Like, I be praying for the animals and the people, you know, obviously everyone involved, but like I'm praying for everything involved. And I've never done that before. I might have been like, yo, like I feel you, like that's horrible. But I've never been like actively taking time out of my day being like, yo, send a little love their way instead of my way if you need to.
You're feeling shit now in a way that you were just covering up for a long ass time, huh?
Yeah, bro. I really am.
That's
I really
crazy.
am.
That's wild. Yeah. Like, I mean, yeah, I always like just looked at you and thought this is the kind of dude who is the kind of dude that I apparently can't be, where I don't feel like I can go out and get drunk and do coke every night and fucking, or even occasionally, and continue to function as a person. But you were kind of like living out that sort of like superhero Hollywood vibe. Like when you were talking about living on the strip in particular, where you like completely just put yourself like in that element where you could just fucking walk out the door and be around a ton of other people who are actually getting fucked up in public and it's legal.
Like the professional people are getting fucked up.
Because that is where they fucking congregate.
That is where it happens, bro. That is where it happens. I mean, yo, rest in peace to the Sunset Jesus. Do you remember him?
He died?
He died.
What?
He died. And yo, I used to walk up and down the strip with him 3 times a week for hours, just fucked up, just walking. He wasn't fucked up. I would be fucked up. He would be talking to me like he was Jesus for real, like telling me all this shit. Mod, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, you gotta do this. He was in one of my music videos. He's a legend.
Wow.
There was this guy that walked around Sunset for fucking, I don't know, maybe 15 years, dressed up as Jesus, looked just like Jesus, crazy shit.
How'd he die?
I don't know, man. But he was actually well off. Like, dude was actually like really well off and just decided to like just walk around.
Wow, what a guy.
Also, shout out Mike Posner for the walking around.
Yeah, he's walking.
Yeah. Shout out Mike Posner for real. That's love.
That is crazy, dude. Like, so how, like, I just want to get a picture of like how bad your lifestyle actually got at a certain point. You said you were buying a fucking 8-ball every other day for 7 years.
Yeah.
I was trying to do the math earlier. That is many hundreds of thousands of dollars.
So much money.
Yeah.
So much fucking money. I mean, I could tell you how much I've saved right now just being 170 days here, and it's like crazy. It's crazy because like the tracker, like for anyone who's interested in this shit, there's a thing called Sober Tool. You write in how much you think you were spending each day, and it keeps track for you. And like, yeah, well, I didn't even get to actually finish it. I didn't finish like what was the change, like, what was the moment.
Yeah.
Like I was on this 8-day bender, and I was alone in my house, and I was past the point of return, and
this is when you're out. This is after your most recent relationship.
This was right after the breakup.
After, and you're sort of
so
self-destructing.
I was on that mode, just like, yo, like I'm out of here, and it was for the first time. It was really on some like I was bad, bro. Like that whole like relationship thing really threw me into this fucking hurricane, bro. Like for real. I was feeling everything, and I kind of wanted to fucking check out, bro.
Really?
Yeah. And I've never been like that before. And I'm very scared of that because there's something in that mentality that also runs in my DNA. You know what I'm saying? And like I'm the type of person who's been trying to run from all the things that are inherently in me, you know? And I wanted to check out, bro, and I fucking did more cocaine than I've ever done in one little go. And I fucking passed out, bro. I fucking straight up passed out
from doing coke.
Yeah, like went down, came up, like fell backwards, woke up on my bathroom floor. Yeah, and so
that was
it.
That started it.
Once I got up from that floor, I went and I wrote a song, and I was like, I'm saying goodbye. Like, it sounds like a love song. It's called I Miss Getting High With You, and it sounds like I'm saying I miss getting high with someone, but it's like just saying like I miss my best friends, like, you know, which was drugs. And so I woke up on my bathroom floor. I was alone at the time, and like I don't have a recollection of exactly what happened. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I just
but you were
blessed.
sure? You were sure in that moment that you were done? Because I feel like everybody doesn't even believe themselves when they decide they want to get clean.
Yeah, well, like, it's like this, bro. It's like as soon as I basically, you know, it's kind of like this, bent over, come up, and I fall backwards. And that was like, I was sure I was done then, like really done. I was like, fuck, I just did it, you know, I'm done. And I was blessed. I came out of it, and literally right then, I stopped, bro. Right then. That was the last line of cocaine. That was the last sip of alcohol. You know, I still smoke weed. I did a stint of like 30 days, or I'm sorry, like 20 days without smoking weed. I tried that. But yeah, I literally right then, that was it. Right there I stopped, because I knew what was, you know, next. And I felt blessed, bro. I felt really blessed to just get another chance, because I was actually for the first time just ready to feel sympathy, like ready to be like, it was on some like I told you so. It was like, y'all are gonna miss me, right? It was like, y'all are gonna miss me, and I told you so, right? And that was my mindset. And it was a horrible fucking place to be, bro, because it was constant pity. It was self-pity. And it was like, I'm so focused on a legacy that we've seen, you know what I'm saying, recently, obviously, with our brothers that passed recently, like in the music shit, like, you know, we've seen that. And that was, you know, obviously people have passed away over the years, but there was like that was a fucked up time, you know?
There's been a lot of, like, you know,
it was
Mac Miller, Peep.
Like, it was fucked up time. We lost motherfuckers young, and it was just like,
even specifically with drugs, it's been a rough years.
Yes, you know, and those two, and it was like, that's what I grew up on, is watching motherfuckers die at 27. Literally, the people tattooing on my arm, they all fucking passed away at 27. Bob Dylan's the only person tatted on me that's not fucking dead, you know? And
but you're 16, that doesn't seem like the worst thing.
Right.
It seems kind of dramatic and romantic.
It's romanticized as a motherfucker. It's like how when you hear the Smiths, you like think of London as this like perfect place. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so romanticized to be that person. And seeing it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to feel like I learned something from them and from my brothers who passed recently. Like,
what are the physical symptoms like of getting off of alcohol and coke after doing it for that long? Because I bet your body just must have been screaming out for it, right?
Yeah. Well, I went to the doctor, and they were like, yo, you almost got a hole in your nose. I was like, no, I do have a hole in my nose. My septum's pierced.
Too. Yeah, I was thinking 7 years of coke.
I was like, my septum's pierced. There is a hole in my nose. He's like, I'm not talking about that one.
Putting anything up your nose for 7 years has got to fuck that thing up, right?
I almost hit it was getting close to hitting my brain, bro. And that's death, you know? Yeah, so like I tarnished my nose completely. You know, it's fucked up to say, but I'll totally admit it. Like, I have it's kind of like a body dysmorphia, but it's more with like picking at my face.
Oh, okay.
And like that's kind of become a side effect, I feel like, with doing so much cocaine. Is that, I mean, my boys in this house, in this room that live with me, can tell you, like, I spend it's too much time in front of a mirror, like picking at my face, bro. And I
Right.
fucked up parts of my skin. Like, this is a scar. I hope it fucking goes away. Who knows? But that's one of the side effects that I got from doing so much blow and being all like this and fidgety. With the alcohol, I went through shakes really bad. Went through the shakes.
What'd you do to try to get through it? You just like
Honestly,
curled up in bed?
sugar, candy.
Really?
I don't know why, but that I heard a lot of people like kind of, you know, because I go to AA meetings and I learn so much from that shit, bro. It's really like a holy thing. And so yeah, that kind of, you know, really the symptoms. I think a lot of them will kind of leave quickly. You know, the physical addiction and stuff will go, and then a lot of it's mental, and it's like reverse engineering everything that you were doing. Like, I think about cocaine a lot.
Yeah.
I think about drinking a lot. I was thinking the other night, I'm sitting in my bed, I'm like, man, fuck, like drinking's not that bad. Like, I can do it. And
Your
I'm
brain
like,
starts playing those tricks on you, even though you're like pretty far away from it.
sweats, bro. I mean, like, yo, the first 3 weeks off alcohol is like heavy.
Yeah.
I mean, you lose I lost a lot of just body weight through just sweating.
Oh, yeah. You're just carrying around a
Sweating.
lot of fucking shit when you're just
Bro.
drinking all the time, huh?
And but most of those side effects and things are mostly just like mental, just, you know, a couple of things are physical. And like I said, like the addiction created other addictions and things that you go to, but
Right.
it's all very overcomable. You know what I'm saying? Like, the harder the drug, the harder it fucking is. Let's be real. You know, it really is. But it's all very doable, especially if you don't try to do that shit alone.
Right.
You know?
Who introduced you to lean? Because that was like the thing that you got into at the end. I guess maybe don't.
That is what the
who,
yeah no, not who. Yeah, we both say that.
We're still not snitching.
You know what I'm saying? It was I feel like that's such a fucking rich person drug, bro.
Oh, it is 100%. That's why it was kind of crazy hearing you talk about how addictive it is. Because I'm like, man, I'm glad this guy didn't try heroin. Because I've heard like real heroin addicts talk about how pussy lean is.
Yeah.
Like, it's just
yeah.
not an efficient way to get this shit into your body.
I'm
you know?
so blessed that I didn't touch that shit, because like my addictive personality, but like I'm fucking scared to death of needles. Thank God.
Yeah.
And like them pills. You know, one of my friends passed away when I was in high school.
Saving grace kind of
pills.
too, huh?
Yep.
Because you probably could have got wrapped up in that real easy.
Bro, I would have been. I mean, at this point, I wouldn't be here anymore if I tried pills when people was doing pills like that. Not when people were doing pills. We know you're doing them now, but back when I was in fucking high school, you know, my friend passed away from getting too relaxed. You know, his heart just stopped working. Forgot to stop working, and so like I just swore him off then, and that was a blessing. But like, lean is it's looked at like such a
Like a fun, cool, party
light and
drug,
fluffy.
yeah.
Like, you just like sip a little bit, and bro, that shit got me hard. I mean, that shit got me hard because I was like on some like rich kid shit. Like, fuck it, like I can drink a little bit or I could drink a bunch. You know what I'm saying? Because I have a bunch and I can just get more. And I guess it was working for me because it was making me feel all, fuck it, like let's not even leave bed for 2 days, you know? And yeah, that was the last one that really got me. And like there was probably, I want to say, Austin, what do you think? Like a 3-month stretch, 4-month stretch? My boy in this room, Lost in Vegas, who's been with me for a very long time, but since I that moment that I woke up on the bathroom floor, like this guy in this room's name's Lost in Vegas. He's one of my artists. He hasn't like left my side. You know what I'm saying? He's like kind of there to make sure I don't go that route, make sure I talk every day. But yeah, there was like a 3-month stint of lean in my life. And it was like a constant 3 months. You know what I'm saying? It was constant. It wasn't like just like a little, it was constant. It was like everything I did, I was like full on in it. And he was the most worried about that one. I'll never forget. Like he looked at me when he would come in like, cause I'm a fucking piece of shit sometimes. He would come in to help me clean up my room because I was living in fucking hell. And there'd be like 6 empty bottles of pints, you know, next to my bed. He'd just be like, bro, Like, you can't do this.
Yeah.
You can't do this.
That's scary shit.
It's scary because it is fucking dope.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, let me ask you this. Your last relationship that you were in, was it a healthy relationship that you fucked up? Or would you say that there was something like unhealthy that maybe you were kind of running away from?
Oh, it was so fucking unhealthy.
Okay.
It was real love. Like, there was real love. Very real love. I want to say from her end, but I can't really speak for her. But like from my end, super real love. Like ride till we die love. You know what I'm saying? She was so fucking young. Is so fucking young. That had it been closer age-wise, she had lived a little more, done her thing a little more, we would probably go forever, right? But just the fact of like the lifestyle that she lives, you know, I'm not talking about personally, I'm talking about what she does career-wise. Like it got to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a hard dude to play that like, well, this is like the internet, this is real life. I don't really play that. I play like it's the same.
And that's what's weird is that like even me as a grown man who knows you, I'm looking at Twitter and thinking like, damn, like that looks like such a great, like cool relationship. They seem like they have like such a charmed existence. And I'm like wondering like a fan, like I wonder if they're just sitting around doing drugs all day. But, you know
what? I'm gonna clear her name.
But then think about how those kids think about it. Like the fucking 14-year-old girls that want to be like her and are just thinking that everything's so great, and you know
what a lot of it was, I think, is like, just to clear the air about her too, is like she like smokes weed and drinks. She
didn't enable it. Okay.
She wasn't an enabler, no, not at all, and especially from Blow.
Right.
She wasn't hating on me. She never did that shit. Right.
See, I always just wonder, everybody in Hollywood, I just wonder, because it's like so
crazy.
Likely that people are like low-key
it was
cokeheads.
crazy. It was crazy because obviously when you see me pop up next to her on some fucking article, bro, I did not make her look like she didn't do drugs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I did not make it seem like she didn't. And like, I wasn't trying to there was never like a need to like change myself to like fit this lifestyle more, right? It was like, no, motherfucker, you're you, like do you. And I was, but I think a lot of our shit got fucked up because I didn't make that situation look like some starlet, you know what I'm saying?
At a certain point, she's got to start thinking about her career and be like, how is this? She's probably definitely got people telling her this doesn't look good.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. Is like, as soon as you go into New York Fashion Week without me, motherfucker, I'm going to raise red flags. Like, I am New York Fashion Week, bro. Like, I want to go to that shit. Right. Don't you fucking go there without me.
Did it bother you, or did it have any impact on the relationship, the fact that you know, you sort of are presenting like an image of a lifestyle, like everybody is on Instagram and stuff? Did that ever become like a factor, that there's expectations and people?
Social media fucked up my head at that moment.
Really?
I mean, bro, like, yo, I'm gonna be totally honest with this camera, like I should be, and anyone should be when they come on here. But like, I got around ultra fame and kind of became a fame whore, just wanting it, just being like, oh, I see how this works, like. Oh, so you got to be like looking at your analytics and looking at when's the best time to post, and then going and doing videos with these people because it'll go there, and then fucking doing this type of shit, knowing what you're doing just so you can create an article, and like paparazzi and like all this shit, bro. It really fucked with me to the point where I'm just starting to move on from like those numbers really affecting me. Because
that could be like just business for somebody who's in the right state of mind, but for you were like, you kind of got lost in it.
Bro, I was thinking low key. I was like, yo, not to sound like a scumbag, but low key, I was like, shit, I started dating fucking Bella Thorne. I'm going to fucking explode on the internet then too. Right? And it's like, shit don't work like that.
Do you look back at it and think like, damn, like, was I in a way particularly interested in dating this person because I'm subconsciously or, you know, expressively, I want that level of fame. I want to go past this level that I'm at.
I mean, bro, I'm gonna kick it with you totally real. Like, I 100% want to take my career to the next level and shit. Always, like, I really do, bro. I'm really like ready now more than ever. But I always wanted to go to the next level, and with that relationship type shit, like, you never saw me exploit it, right? Like, these girls were doing, you know, I was dating Tana and Bella at the same time. they was doing these articles and I never spoken one. You know what I'm saying? But my name's thrown in all of them. I never used it. So like,
but is that just kind of understood being in that environment that it's like you're not supposed to talk to the tabloids and shit?
No. Fuck no. I don't want to ruin that world for anyone out there who thinks it's one way, but fuck no.
Okay, so there's a constant communication with the media.
Hell yeah, motherfucker. Hell yeah. But like what I'm trying to say is like, yes, in my mind, I was like, oh, well, this will probably come with it. But I was 100% in love with that girl. And if I ever really wanted to like use that relationship at any point, I could have tried to blow up more, post only pictures of me and her, get blah, 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 like do this and that. Like, yo.
But she ended up accusing you of basically like talking to the press and sort of doing that exactly, right?
Yeah.
Did you actually do that, or was that kind of No.
Like, yo, so how that all started was like, it's so shitty to talk about. But yeah, I had to call the cops on her for coming to my house.
What?
Yeah, and then that was in police records, and TMZ picks up stories like that shit. And then that started the whole fire. Was like, she was thinking that I did this shit on purpose, which I didn't. You know what I'm saying? I didn't do this shit on purpose. And then it turned into a war of like, you say one thing and then I'm supposed to say one thing, and like at a certain point, bro, I had to like actually protect my reputation, because like I've been doing this for fucking a long time. Like really been in this fucking game. I mean, bro, you were talking about on your last podcast all these fucking bands that we used to know back in the fucking day. All of them, like we come from like the band world. Then we see like how social media starts, and then like artists come out of the band world. And like I've been doing this for so long that at a certain point I had to start playing the game. And I had to be like, okay, yo, she said that, then yeah, let's go. You know what I'm saying? And at that point, then I was starting to talk to him and be like, yo, you want to interview for me? You want to talk to me for the first time in 3 years, first time in 2 years, but you've been using my name once a week?
That relationship was really 3 years?
It was 2 years.
Wow.
It's 2 years long, yeah.
Were you seriously in a fucking throuple with Tana? Or was that media
at one point, there was like a very, very moment of time that it was real.
Really?
Like at the beginning, bro, I'm going to be honest with you, I did not fuck with Tana. Period. I was like, yo, this girl is trash. Like the way she like presents herself, she did some shit about G-Eazy, like this fucking like video talking shit about him and like all this shit. And I was like, yo, that's trash. Like I don't fuck with that. And like that's also my homie.
I could very much see coming from a certain world and not really like understanding Tana, that you would just see it and just be like disgusted, even though like I totally like her and get it.
She
now.
Was also dude, I love her now. She was supposed to come over last night, bro. I love her. I love her now to death. She's like we talk like we're close, but like at the beginning, like that was the start of like real clickbait shit. Like for sure, at least like where I saw it, where it was like you write this fucked up title, talk about it, but don't even, you loosely say something. You know what I'm saying?
She will forever be known as the girl who got fucked with a toothbrush or whatever.
Exactly, bro. Exactly.
Because she just did that to the tune of like 10 million views, like just by saying that.
That's what I'm saying. And she's very smart. So like I didn't fuck with her at all. And I was kind of like bred to not fuck with her, because it was like, wait, you want to split your time with me and her? You're crazy. And then it was like she didn't spend like any time with her, and it was all with me. And then me and Tana, because this whole, bro, we could get into this whole shit.
Oh, I bet we could.
We could get into this whole shit of how this whole shit started. It was crazy. And like, so then all of a sudden, Tana wants to make music. She wants to make music, like not like rapping music. She wants to make like some singy songy shit like that. And I'm like, all right, I got you. And then like Irv Gotti enters the picture. And Irv Gotti's like, yo, which I just spoke to Irv Gotti for the first time this morning in like 6 months, which is so crazy.
Really?
So crazy.
Shout out to Irv Gotti. Would love to have you on the show sometime.
Honestly, it would have been no shout to Irv Gotti if I didn't talk to him earlier, but we definitely like kicked it again, bro.
Yeah, I don't even remember the details, but I remember hearing like Irv Gotti and Bella Thorne were doing a label together or something. What is happening? It happened.
And I was, bro, I basically like put a pause on Modsun and was like, fuck it, I'm gonna build this label. Irv's sitting here going, and like, look, like my first album that I was ever obsessed with was DMX, It's Dark and Hell is Hot. Like, and Irv Gotti executive produced that. So like, since I was a little kid, that was like my first CD. I've been reading the name Irv Gotti, you know? It's one of those things. And Irv Gotti's sitting here like, yo, Mod, you're a fucking genius, bro. Like, cause I was producing and writing a lot of the material. And And he's like, motherfucker, you a fucking genius. And like, we don't throw these words around, bro. And I'm not a fucking genius. I'm just a hard ass worker. But he's like, I ain't seen shit like this, blah, blah, blah. We got to start this fucking label. We got to get Bella doing music, Tana doing music, this kid named Jimmy Bennett doing music, who used to be in all these movies. He's a great artist. And like, and Mod, you're going to be like the Dre of this shit and do it. So I'm like forced to sit in the studio with Tana. And I fucking hate it. And it's me and her, and it was me, her, and Bella at first. And Bella's like, all right, I gotta go to a meeting. And I'm like, really?
So you had to just, you just were confronted with being around Tana, and you had to just sort of learn to like her?
Yes, but hold on, here's the thing. So I'm like, Tana, what the fuck you want to do? Like, your shit, like Hefner, whatever your fucking song was. Like, I don't know what you want to do. I don't know what you want to do here. She's like, yo, well, like that song you played with like the acoustic guitar, like I really liked it. I'm like, you want to make an acoustic song? All right, let's try it. And she tries to sing over the acoustic guitar part, and she can't fucking do it. But she's hitting the notes, but she can't do it. She didn't have rhythm yet. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm like, yo, fuck it. Take off the headphones. Just go sit in the corner in front of the mic and sing those words. So she goes over, sits in the corner, and I fucking take the music. I take her vocal parts and I stretch them and I fucking fit them in perfect. And all of a sudden, it's like this natural ability comes out of nowhere.
Really?
And she's got like this really amazing voice.
Wow.
And I was just like, I am attracted to and like turned on by talent completely. Like whether or not like I think like talent is a thing or is a choice or not, like when people are just like not afraid to go for it, I fucking love that about people. And like I'm the best in the studio with pulling out people's shit, like because they'll be like, you know, sheltered, like Tana's sitting there like, well, I'm like afraid to sing, and I'm like, go like that. Like, I don't give a fuck what you sound like.
Right.
Just don't be scared. Like, shake it off. Like, let's go. And like all of a sudden, like I'm seeing this, I'm looking at her and I'm like, wow, you could be a fucking star. Like you could do this. Like,
but are you describing right now you beginning to believe that Tana was a capable star and musician, or are you describing yourself falling in love with her?
That's when I kind of started like having a thing for her.
But so and I was at that moment when you start to feel like that, are you like, oh, my girlfriend's gonna fucking kill me? Or did you kind of know that this is something that might have been accepted?
Yo, obviously it was like supposed to be a thing, but like the thing is too is like okay. There was a moment in time, like, bro, when it was these studio nights, because like Tana's turned on by like talent and that shit too. So like
talent is a nice way of saying clout.
I'm gonna exit the building. She loves that shit.
Shout out to Tana Mondu.
We love you.
Yeah, I love you.
And so there was like all of a sudden this like connection where she's just like, oh my God, she's like the most talented person I've ever met, blah, 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 blah. And I love compliments, bro. Like, especially when it's from people that are like doing something, like she's like, you know, popping. And like, here's the other thing is like, bro, like I don't exploit any of these things. And like looking back, like, yo, we should have been making vlogs. Well, we're in the studio making this shit. Like, put me the fuck on.
But
you
that
know
might have fucked it up, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. So, like, you know, I'm playing it cool with all this shit. And then as me and Tana are kind of starting to, like, vibe with each other, we're actually making great songs. Like, and then business started to happen.
Okay.
Because then all of a sudden it was like, yo, boom, 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 boom. Let's go get this label deal. Let's go get this distro deal, blah, blah, blah. And like, as soon as business happened, that's when shit fell apart.
Really? Why? Like Tana didn't want to accept the fucking brutal contract, like what they were probably trying to give her?
Bingo. Bingo.
Because she's a YouTuber. She's used to making 100% of her money. So it must be the most baffling thing. Like, I'm going to give this huge percentage to the label. Yeah.
100%.
Especially 100%. Irv Gotti. I don't know what percentage Irv Gotti wants.
Yeah. No, you'll never know.
He ain't fucking around, I'm assuming. Yeah.
You'll never know.
This is a dude who made Ja Rule money. He ain't trying to come for some little tiny percentage point, you know?
Facts. Irv is a playmaker. I've never seen someone make plays. My boy in this room, Lodi, he makes some plays too quick. But like, Irv Gotti can pick up the phone and get you a meeting. You know what I'm saying? Anywhere. And like, that was like my first time seeing that. So like, but as soon as that business shit started, you know, he actually had a conversation with me one day. He was like, bro, you've seen the artists that I work with. Like, I work with girls. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know how this goes. Like, you got to be really careful, bro. Like, this shit's gonna, there's a ceiling on this. And I was like, shut the fuck up, bro. Me and this girl are married, motherfucker. Like, we're good to go. And he was just like, I'm just telling you this shit get blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, is that what you're going to do?
But what was he warning you about? About just the fact that like you
just
need to have your business right, even if you're dating
bro, and
someone?
I'm a sucker. I was a sucker. You know, I'm just the guy who likes to see, like, bro, if someone comes into the room when I'm making music, chances are I'm gonna be like, you want to make some music too? I'm a guy who likes to see other people shine. I really do. I like to pull things out of people. I like to see them do good, and that has caused me a lot of fucking turmoil. You know what I'm saying? It's very important to get your to do the most awkward thing, which is be like, yo, so
what's the splits?
Let's do some splits here. Like, let's talk about it before you leave. And like, bro, honestly, talk like, there's so much shit that what I can say about all that is like at this point now, I've moved on. Great things are happening for me. Like, do I want to go to court about shit? Fuck no.
You gotta go to court?
There's all this shit, bro.
What, did she steal your dog or something?
No.
No.
But do I want to do any of that shit? No. Shout out my dogs that I don't get to see no more, man. I fucking miss them for real. We had a dog named Tampon.
Really? That's so cool.
And this dog,
she's like a feminist thing? Why would you do that? That's not like a gross out thing. That's like a feminist thing.
She was a stuck up dog. That's fucked up.
I like a dad joke.
That's fucked up.
But let me. This is my thing though.
Yeah.
Whenever I think about any sort of throuple thing with my girl, or if that were to ever end up happening to me, I'm just assuming that it's just going to be like a sexual thing.
Right.
That's kind of interesting to me that you're acting like you were kind of.
It was, bro.
Like, it was feelings.
Yo, and it was also like, it was like on some separatism shit. It was like, there was, like I said, there was a moment in time. Like, there was a moment in time where it was like going down, like it was about to go down type shit. And then it was like, I don't know. I think I might have been the only one that like was like down after a while.
Right.
Like low key. It was put on.
It's so hard for me to imagine because of the fact that like, okay, you're this boss ass bitch who's got all this money and everything she needs in life. It's like, why would she then just want to start sharing her boyfriend with her friend? Like that just is sort of like a strange plot
revolutionary.
Twist. Right, yeah. It's very woke, it's very open-minded.
It's so fucking new, man. That's like John and Yoko plus another one, dude.
Yeah.
No, it was on some I thought it was at a certain point I saw the potential of it. I was like, yeah, there is no like famous 3 couple thing.
It just is. To me, it's just never gonna work too because it's like
that's what I said. And she has me watching these polyamorous TV shows and shit on HBO. I'm like, yo, no, all right, I don't want to do this. Like this shit look weird as fuck to me. And we're watching like, no, watch like this is how it works. I'm like, that is not cool. Wow. Like these motherfuckers are fighting every day.
You poor guy, you poor bastard. Having to have sex with multiple girls.
This what I'm saying though is like I never once was like, man, look at this like 31-year-old dude. I'm 32 now. Look at this 31-year-old dude with 2 21-year-old girlfriends. I never did that.
Who are both mega famous people in their own
I never did that, but that is some rock star shit.
Oh yeah, that's way more rock star than all the cocaine.
Yes. So much more rock star,
especially hiding the cocaine.
Yeah,
really, the cocaine for me would make it so that I wouldn't be having sex with anybody.
Bro, oh my god, not me, bro.
You didn't have that issue ever?
Marathons, motherfucking marathons, bro.
It's everybody different, I guess.
Bro, I swear, it was like. But then that's what's funny too is I thought that shit was gonna get like worse after I wasn't all drunk and fucked up, but no, I'll be fucking putting in the good work.
So is it hard for you now though to like manage the fact that people having sex is normal and that you're a sex addict apparently? Yeah, it's definitely, well, like it was a moment. I don't know if I am, because I'm very able to be alone, but it might have had a lot to do with just not knowing how to be alone. You know what I'm saying? But I felt like it was like a thing because like literally it might have just been because my face was more places and there was a lot more girls that wanted to fucking hook up with me or something. I don't know, but there was like a stretch of like fucking, you know, a month or so that it was out of control. It was out of control. And like I've always been open for change, but I've never really put my full into like becoming a different person. This is like my first time, you know, and it's feeling, it definitely doesn't feel normal, but it feels like there's a
a like horizon to this way of living.
It feels so good. Like, because I'm in that place right now where I feel like I'm 100% genuinely addicted to working out and eating healthy.
Yeah.
And I've never been so in the state of mind in my life. And it just feels so weird to have kind of turned that corner and to be addicted to doing things that are 100% positive for my overall life, that's a freaky feeling.
What made that change for you?
I mean, I guess it's just been gradual. Like I've been going on a personal trainer for a couple of years, and then over the past like 6 months, it's just sort of got more and more like focused on like, okay, if you're gonna really be focused on your health and your fitness and everything, you need to actually fucking really do everything right. And it's been just like great feeling, you know. I'm still smoking hella weed. I'm still smoking hella spliffs. So I'm fucking tobacco out the ass, which is like that's my one thing I'm holding on to. And there's a big part of me that wants to just stop, but it's like, man, that's my one thing I got going on. You know?
That's what I'm having trouble with, bros. I'm like, everyone's like, yo, you want to live? You want to live? I'm like, what am I living for, motherfucker? Like, if I don't have something, like, I can't keep trying to be holy, bro. That's the other thing about this is like, I'm not trying to be holy. I'm not trying to be like perfect. Like, yo, I'm flawed as a motherfucker now more than ever because like, I know, like I'm dealing with my past. One thing that I've realized is that if you don't live in the present, if you don't live in the present, if you're not in the moment, you will have to live your past in the future, right? So me not being there for so long and being out of my head has created this like thing now that I have to fucking deal with all this bullshit that I should have dealt with before, you know? I could have had these conversations with my father. I could have had these conversations with my mother. I could have tried to help out my sister. I could have, you know what I'm saying? And like, shout out my fucking sister. She does my PR. She's my like guardian angel. She like helped raise me. Like my sister is a fucking angel. She's about to move out to California. I love you.
Wow.
Yeah. So
you got to ultimately think that this is going to be good for your career, though. I mean, aside from just the fact that you're going to probably be alive a lot longer, and for a while it seemed like you weren't going to be alive for very long at all there, huh?
Yeah.
But it's like you got to know that like over time, people want to see you grow, and people are not going to be satisfied if you don't grow. And like the party boy thing, it's like it definitely probably served you well for a long time, but I feel like there's probably people are like just as interested in seeing you get your shit together, you know?
Yeah, I'm interested for people to watch this one and the last one and see, because last time I was fucking bottle of whiskey, definitely fucked up. Like, bro, and our story about squashing shit on that was hilarious.
That is a classic that people should
girl
go back
hit me
to.
up recently too, and she doesn't hate me no more. She hated me after
me too.
that.
Like, shout out to her for being super cool about that.
There we go. Oh, she's totally gonna watch this.
Plot.
Yeah.
Many plot
No,
lines
shout out
resolved.
to her because that was what brought us together.
Yeah. But dude, man, like
those days. Think about you those days. That was your like downtown LA.
Probably some guy taking a shit right outside the store.
Crazy
right then.
fuck days, bro.
I just think about those days of how I looked at you, and I remember just like thinking like it's so tight that he's able to like live this way, but wondering how real it could be.
Yeah.
You know? And then when I think back about it, it's like I think I always kind of sensed that there was something that just wasn't really like right about how all the positivity, it just felt sort of unsustainable.
Right.
Which is like the definition of that's what drugs and alcohol do. They make you fun, they make you have a good time, but it's totally unsustainable.
It's unsustainable. And like I believe in the power of positivity 100%. You know what I'm saying? I believe in that. But I was really pushing the first phase of what I've come to know is my kind of story out here, which is that like the law of attraction, the idea of mentality becoming reality, that'll take you very far. It'll take you very far to believe in yourself, to wake up and be thinking positively about your future. It'll take you a long ways. It won't get you across the finish line by any means. And so these people that are teaching the secret and the law of attraction are telling you, you know, just fucking the juju, you know, just be good. It'll be good. It's like, bro, you're kind of not telling the whole story here. And that's where I was led into. I put a lot of it onto those ideologies of being like, yo, like mentality, reality, manifesting. And then it's like, but you take away the human experience.
Right.
And to take away, you know, I didn't say the word sad for 10 years. For 10 fucking years, I didn't say the word sad. It was like the most cannot use word that I had inside me. And never told anyone I was sad, never said the word sad. I would be fucking sad and someone would walk in and I'd be like, hey, how you doing? Yeah. And it's just that takes away from a lot of the human experiences, which is just...
You got to live the highs and the lows. You got to feel it.
Exactly, bro. And I just released a brand new song called Uppers and Downers, and which is about, it's about meeting in the middle, you know? And it's like being able to deal with the highs and lows. I feel like Quincy Jones said this great thing that was like, if you spend enough time in the valleys, the peaks will start to take care of themselves. And I feel like I'm thoroughly in the valleys right now.
Right.
And I was looking at what I thought was the peak for so long, and it wasn't, man. It wasn't. It just wasn't. I was wrong for a lot of times in my career, in my life. I've been wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you this: does it help a lot knowing that there are probably a lot of people now who are looking at you like they're so proud of you and they're so happy for you, and knowing how let down they would all be if you fucked it up tomorrow?
Yeah, I feel very fortunate for that, and I also feel like I owe them a lot. Like on this next tour that I'm doing, I don't think that I should be doing paid meet and greets. I feel like I should be doing that for fucking free.
Really? Because you were so fucked up on all the ones you did before?
Because I was so fucked up, bro.
Wow.
And they were paying me hundreds of dollars to come and say hi to me, and I wasn't even fucking there.
Wow.
And I feel like that was fucked up of me. And like I said, I've been wrong. I'm so open to being wrong. I thought I was right about everything, bro. And I wasn't, bro. It brought me to a very fucked up place. You know what I'm saying? This social media shit will get you in your head. This ego shit will get you in your head. These famous girls will get you in your head. Like, all this shit really, really affects you. And if you just try to go about it with not dealing with it, you're going to have to live it in your future. So it's like, now is the best time, you know? And like, bro, like, we're on fucking No Jumper. Like, there's nothing more I'd want to do than to be here and talk about, like, yeah, man, I was just with Dicker and I was doing that and blah, blah, blah. And I got new music and all that. But it's like, bro, this is important. This is important. And I know that there's someone out there watching. I absolutely know 100% there's someone out there watching that needs a boost, that needs someone to say, like, yo, you have this forever now. You can pull it up and watch and know that, like, yo, what you're going through, I was thoroughly there. I'm doing better. You can get better. You can all fucking go to the promised land that you want to get to, but it takes a drive. It takes not wanting to do it by yourself.
I would love to read that in the comments. It's one of my favorite things to hear. I would just hope that, like, there would be some people watching this who could look at both of us and be like, damn, like, they were in varying levels of fucked upness, but we were at different points in our lives that, like, we've just gotten a lot better over the past year, couple of years. That's amazing. That's like, I hope that motivates people, you know? I
think it thoroughly will. I think it comes off as real and authentic, because it's like, look, whoever's out there dealing with whatever they're dealing with, like, there's no nerd shit about this. I thought being sober was nerdy. I thought talking about shit like this was fucking square. I thought all this shit, I thought saying I'm not gonna hang out with girls for a month, like, that sounds like nerdy to me. But bro, this shit, it's really, just saying the word mental health and all that shit feels gross to me. But it's like, bro, we're in a weird time where everything is being thrown at us so fast, and the one thing that we can control is, like, how we emote and relate to other people. And, like, this real life shit that we're doing, like, I hope that this can serve as just, like, it doesn't matter. You don't have to stop today. You don't have to say, fuck this life I'm living and all that shit and change. But, like, look, like, it's gonna happen.
It's right there. You're not stuck where you're at.
You're not
That's
stuck.
The most important thing. A lot of people feel like they wake up and eat McDonald's every day, and they got to keep eating McDonald's for the rest of their life, and that they just can't make a change. And it's like, I think that's the most important thing, is just to know that, like, whatever kind of habits you got, they're in your own control.
And that's such a great point. Like, we would be sad if you died, but we're very sad if you just tell us about what you're going through. You're going to get the sympathy that you want. And a lot of people are stuck in a place where they just want sympathy. And it's like, fucking do what I did. Open up your camera on your laptop, post a video talking about all the true shit in your life, and clean. Like, that's what they talk about in AAs. They talk about clean house. Okay. You got a clean house. Like, step 9 in the steps is you got to go to every single person in person. If it won't cause you bodily harm, you have to in person go to them and apologize for what you did to them. And, like, dude, that's life. Clean house. You can start fresh. Apologize. Forgive yourself. Forgive the people that hurt you. Apologize. This shit is so beautiful. It's like, it's so much more fun than being an egomaniac. It's so much more fun than just being like, I'm a fucking star. Like, notice me. It's like, yo, well, this star just had a real human moment, and just apologize to me. Like, bro, I'm getting ready to start steps, and I have to fucking fly around the country and
to say sorry to people.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hell yeah. And I'm so excited to do it. I'm excited to do it. I'm excited to feel like I'm not holding on to this shit. And I think the best first step that you guys can make, if anyone out there is, and if you're not dealing with drugs, if you're dealing with just trauma, if you're dealing with shit that happened to you when you're a kid, turn on the fucking computer and film yourself talking about it and posting it. Cause like, I promise you, I don't know why it works like that, but it does. It fucking does. It works. And you know, of course there's a moment of fright for being so sensitive or all that shit, but like, bro, I'll cry right now. I'll cry right now in front of all of you. Like, I am so happy to be here. I'm also so sorry for who I was. I'm also just like ecstatic to still be given opportunities. I'm happy for my future. I'm happy that this can lead to whatever it can lead to, man. Just be open. Just believe in yourself. Make a change today.
That's beautiful. Yeah. Can I ask you one more question?
Yes, please.
Are you still a Claremont twin?
I just talked to her. I love Shannon. Shannon is an angel, yo.
Are you guys dating, or were you dating?
I fucked it up.
Really?
I fucked it up.
Yeah. Was this during the sober part of your existence?
Yeah,
it was, huh?
Yeah. She wouldn't have fucked with me if I wasn't sober. I just know. We've had conversations about it. I was like, yo, this is who I was, by the way. She was like, ugh.
Yeah, because I was wondering, I'm like, she doesn't seem like she's getting fucked up. I wonder what she thinks about that.
I've never actually seen her do a drug, nothing like that. She's dude, she's fucking awesome. If I can do one thing good in this interview, it would just be like, yo, shout out to that time that we had in my life, because she's fucking awesome. And
free the other one.
Yo, free Sinead for real. Honestly, I love those girls. I actually haven't met her sister, but I love Shannon. I love Shannon. She's special, but yeah, I fucked that up. But we'll probably we could have a future together. We work good together, and she's fucking hot as shit.
Are you just damn? I bet you were all up in that. God damn, that's crazy.
Honestly, I'm lucky. I'm just gonna say it right now. I'm a
I would
lucky
pay
boy
for that porno movie, bro.
I'm a lucky boy, bro.
Slide the revenge porn. Send it
yo, don't shoot no pornos on your phone, bro.
No, why you got your shit hacked?
Just don't do it. Trust me. Just trust me. Don't do it.
Really?
Don't do it.
That's interesting.
Don't fucking do it. Just don't buy a VHS. That's what I do. buy an old camera, too, right? Bro. And I just fuck that.
R. Kelly is one person that could tell you don't record shit.
Don't record on your fucking phone. The cloud is there. It's just
and people be getting hacked. Oh yeah. That's right. That happened, huh?
Yes. Be careful, man. But yo, I know we're probably coming to an end, but I'm making the best music in my life right now.
Yeah.
Finally, about to make some really big moves. You know, some shit's just actually happening for me. And I just released a brand new song called Uppers and Downers. I released one not too long ago called I Remember Way Too Much. Both are doing great. And I'm very fucking proud of my music right now.
That's awesome.
So I have a great future coming with my music. I have some really great songs. I have an album dropping in January. I'm going on tour in March.
Hell yeah. Bro, I'm proud of you. When I was saying like that there's people out there who are going to be really disappointed if you fuck up, I'm definitely one of them.
Yeah,
I'm like invested in this now.
And that's a big responsibility. So like if you know, I'm praying to God that doesn't happen. If it does, you'll hear about it.
Next time you're eyeing down a fucking Colombian anaconda that you're thinking about hoovering up, just keep someone like me in mind. Like, damn, there's a lot of people who are going to be really bummed if I do this.
Yes, no, 100%. It's a responsibility that I'm actually glad to take. But like, bro, it is so hard watching like anything. It's so funny how every TV show. Okay, by the way, it's not nerdy either. If y'all just want to fucking just become a movie fanatic, TV show fanatic, do that shit. It's okay. I've watched like every movie out right now. I've watched every TV show out right now. I can tell you about anything, but like every TV show, bro, they're all doing cocaine right now.
And drinking.
Oh,
every
yeah.
TV show
I
ever
always
is just
drink
like, let me light my cigarette and pour you a drink as we begin this conversation.
Californication is one of my favorite shows ever, and like I honestly feel like that shit got so deep under my skin. I was like, I want to be a writer who's getting fucked up, fucking bad bitches all the time. That's all I want. And lo and behold,
it doesn't work.
Yes. Yeah. Well, it gets you halfway.
Yeah.
You get halfway.
A little bit of the way. That's crazy, bro. Hey, I really appreciate you having this conversation with me, man.
Man, thank you for having me. Honestly, this is our second one, everybody. Doesn't happen much on No Jumper or Revisit. He brought me, so I appreciate it. I love you, man.
Bro, seriously, it means a lot. I think that there's probably a lot of people that are gonna get a lot out of this.
I will promise you I'll be reading every single comment because I don't got much else to do right now.
I want to read all the comments because I'm obsessed with this fucking YouTube channel and I still do that shit.
See, those numbers mean something to you. So, hey, comment 3 times for Modsun.
I read comments way more than I should be reading comments after doing this. I don't
believe that. I believe it's so true. I believe you can learn way more from a critique than a compliment anyway. So like, I'm not even kidding when I say like, I actually like take tips and advice from the comments saying bad shit about me. I will be like, The most hate is probably where you can learn the most. Bro, honestly, I'd be reading every comment always. I fuck with it. I'm like, yo, you know what? I'm really lucky too because I don't get that much hate. But like, there was definitely, I mean, dude, there's a time where literally last year it was like just an onslaught of hate every day. From her fans? Yeah, just like normal America that sees fucking Snapchat and fucking Daily Mail and shit that are like, crackhead, fucking meth head. I'm like, bro, I'm a cokehead. No, just kidding. This is Hollywood. This is what we do. I ain't no crackhead, all right? No, but yeah, I'm glad. Are you and her on better terms now? You said you spoke to her, I believe, in the video, or were you not talking about her? No, that wasn't about her. Okay, that was this other little beautiful thing who's actually since then started to hate me again. Weird cycle. I don't know. Cool. No, we haven't actually spoke to each other. It was honestly like it was kind of like a no-no. Like I said, there's like all just like background shit going on. But she did just reach out to me the other day. She just sent me a picture of one of my songs, and I was like, well, that's nice. I was like, that was nice, actually. I'm gonna hit her with a little thumbs up. like the DM. But it was a thumbs up only. On the tags, just a thumbs up. Sending a girl a thumbs up is kind of rough, man. Yeah, I was kind of thinking like I'm not gonna give you too much, but where I am right now, I must forgive and forget. Sending really confusing emojis is the move, though, for sure. Yo, I'll fuck around. I just sent movies to everyone. Movie. Hit her with a unicorn real quick. What the fuck are you gonna think that means? No, they'll know exactly what that means with you, bro. They're like, unicorn, you kinky fuck. Yeah, they're gonna be like, you're gay. He's out. I know that because I went to a fucking drag queen convention and there was like mad merch that said like shit about unicorns. That was like the password. That's just like a gay thing, I guess. They just fuck with unicorns. Unicorns rock. Yeah, unicorns rock. They're so gay that it's almost unbelievable. I actually, unicorns are real. I think. Did you know that? Cool. That's how we're gonna end it. Tight. That's a great end. Unicorns are real. Next episode. Modsun, new album coming soon. I love you. Thank you so much. Modsun, No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world. Check us on YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes. Like, comment, and subscribe. NoJumper.com if you want to support. And we definitely got to hook you up with some of this No Jumper Kush, my friend. I know. Don't tell me that this is a pillowcase, man. This just got cotton balls in it. Otherwise, I was going to run out with that. That got real Kush in there. That do? Okay, yeah. Bro, get the Kush. Ask your local dispensary to stock it. And if you had a meaningful experience with this in any way, please drop the comment below. We'd appreciate it. We will be actually watching, so it's not just an engagement thing. It's a community thing. And it's engagement. We need that. We need engagement also. We need that. Come on, get these likes up, man. I want to have the biggest viewed No Jumper in history. Yeah, or best like percentage. the strongest experience. Oh, that's hot. That's what we're going for. Yo, don't you fucking thumbs down. Great. I just asked for it. All right. I love you. We're done. You, G. Thank you, man. For real. My guy. Yeah.